So that's recording, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a relaxation. Then we're going to work through a new flow. Then we're going to work to some yin poses and sound bowls. So enjoy. So we're going to come down to our backs with my fluffy jumper. And however you feel, so it might be that you want your legs extended. It might be that you're coming into recline, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Whatever movement you need to take, that might just be stillness, or it might be that you're just gently rolling. And I want you just to notice the breath and maybe take the right hand to the tummy and the left hand to the chest if that's comfortable. If not, then keep them by your side. And as we inhale, feel both the belly and the chest rise. And on the exhalation, just feel them fall. Allowing the hands just to come just gently by the side. If your knees are not bent, just bend them and bring the feet in line with the hip points and draw the hips all the way up high into a bridge. Pushing through the core, engaging the glutes, keeping the knees in line with the body. Pushing into the hands, activating the arms. And then gently bringing the spine down, vertebrae at a time. Take a moment back with the spine just lengthening on the mat. And then very gently, we're going to cross the ankles and just take a very gentle rock and roll. Just all the way up and back. Just taking a moment on the mat. And then when you next come up, cross the ankles, draw the ankles towards you, bring the hands forwards and allow yourself to step back into downward facing dog. Gracefully. And just find some movement in downward facing dog that suits you. That might just be swaying the hips. It might just be padding the feet. And then just coming to hands, just shoulder width or slightly wider if you wish. And just start to kind of check in with the alignment. So bringing the forearms together, pushing the forearms, which will turn the biceps forward slightly and the triceps back. Drawing the belly to spine, engaging the core. Just drawing the hips, pushing away from the mat, drawing the hips high and just bending those knees if you need, allowing a little bit of weight into the feet. And take a breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we're gently going to come up onto the balls of our feet, look forwards and tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. We're going to create a long spine in flat back, so bringing the hands above or below the knees. Forward fold and allow your fold to be as generous with the knees bent as you need. Hands might come behind the legs. They might even become behind the neck or onto the small of the back. Engaging the core will allow you to fold. Bring the weight into the balls of the feet. And then inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold. And then push through the feet. And we're going to very gently engage the core. As we do, unusually for me, we're going to ragdoll. We're going to bring ourselves up, but push through the feet, engage the core, draw yourself up, and then allow the shoulders to come back. Allow the shoulders just to move a little bit. We're going to sweep the hands all the way up high. Hands to high prayer. And then hands to the heart. Take a moment here, connecting the breath. Maybe making an intention for your practice. And then bring the hands just gently by the body. Now we're going to work through a flow. Bear with me, okay? If it doesn't make sense, we're doing it a couple of times, so you'll get the hang of it. And if I mess it up, apologies. So it's all about the hips. So you can add movement into it if you want to, and encourage that as well. So we're going to sweep the hands all the way up high. We're going to fold wherever you wish, maybe down the midline. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. We're going to keep the right foot. No, we're not. Sorry, I told you, go off balance already. We're going to come into a plank. And we're going to lift up the hips into downward facing dog. This is our warm-up flow, just to get ourselves just in kind of a place where we can embrace a creative flow this evening. Anchor the left foot, lift the right up into tripod. Push through the hands, allow that back left heel just to lengthen, and then draw the right foot on the outside of the right hand into a lizard lunge. And here, allow the hips to sink a little, just a little. And either you can rock or you can take a little circle of the hip. So just imagine you're circling that left hip. If you're circling one way, you always reverse that circle. And then leave the left hand on the mat and allow the right hand to come into an easy twist, lifting it to the sky. And this right hand, we're going to bring and thread through the left arm and then take that right hand to the left thigh. Stretch for the shoulder. Inhale that right arm all the way up to the sky. And bring and thread it all the way through back towards that left thigh. Really push into that back left heel and the right foot. Inhale all the way back up to the sky. And thread all the way through back to that thigh. We're going to bring the right hand forwards in front of us and drop the left knee. And then you can, if you want to, draw that right hand back and squeeze the heel towards your bum, to your glutes. You can grab the foot if it allows you. And if you're feeling tight, just take a moment. Okay, yeah, you've been working very hard. We'll blame Ingrid. Extra gin when it's open. Bring your right hand inside And what we're going to do, you might like this one for your crown patch. You're going to bring the right hands to the left edge of the mat, and we're going to come into Skandasana. So we're going to walk to the left foot, the hands to the left foot, draw that right foot up, allow the hips to sink. Okay, well done. Open the right arm, big open to the sky. And then allow the hands to come forwards. We're going to roll the back forwards. So arching through the back, taking the hands, allow the hips to sink backwards. Foot to the sky. From Skandasana, we're going to walk all the way forwards again. Frame the right foot to runner's lunge. Come all the way back to Skandasana. Frame that left foot with your hands. And then allow your hands to let yourself sit down onto the hip at the back. So your left knee is bent. Are you okay there? Your left knee is bent and your right foot's up. Allow the right hand to come behind you and take a rock star. It's like a wild thing, but it's made up. Come all the way back. Walk the hands. I told you this is a hip opener tonight. And then walk forwards. Frame the foot. And we're going to take a little vinyasa. So into plank. And I'm going to take a knees, chest, chin. However you want to. Coming into a cobra. Come all the way back down. Bring yourself to tabletop. Forearms if you wish. You can take a little cat-cow here. Or just using your normal tabletop, whatever suits. Working with your breath. And we're going to move to downward facing dog. So bring yourself with your hips up high. Lift back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here, engaging the breath. And then we're going to anchor the right foot and lift the left leg into tripod. Bringing that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Brilliant. Allow the hips to sink slightly. And you can just take a rock or you can take a circle here. Just gently working the hips. And then allow the right hand to stay on the mat and lift that left hand all the way up to the sky, an easy twist. Threading that left hand all the way to the right thigh. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, threading all the way through. Inhaling one more time to the sky. Exhaling all the way through. Bring that right knee down, right foot towards the body and allow the left hand just to open. Now you're going to work on the right hand side, facing the right hand side of your mat. Now you're going to walk the hands to the right foot at the back of the mat. You're going to come to Skandasana at the back of the mat. Allow the left arm to open to the sky. And then roll forward. Allow yourself to walk your hands in front of the body, lengthening the spine, pushing the hips away from you. Walk the hands gently behind you Keep the left hand on the mat and open the right arm into little rock star. Walking the hands all the way back to the front of the mat. There's a lot crawling around today. Back into plank. We're going to take our knees, chest, chin if you wish, or chaturanga into cobra, and then everyone's going to meet in child's pose, taking the hips all the way back, allowing yourself just a moment here to just draw a little bit of weight backwards towards the heels. Connecting with the breath. Reminding yourself if you set an intention. And then just arching the spine all the way back to tabletop. And allowing yourself to bring the hands into downward facing dog, tucking the toes, lift the hips. Come up all the way up onto the balls of the feet, look forwards and tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together if you wish and allow yourself to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, back into that fold. And then hinging at the hips, pushing to the feet. We're going to draw ourselves all the way back up. Hands to the heart, back to prayer, connecting here with the breath, connecting with the body, and connecting with your intention. And then just bring the hands gently to the side. We're going to go through the next bit of the flow. This is where you bear with me and just think there's some yin at the end of this. No, it's fine. We're going to do it slowly. So we're going to come to Utkatasana first. So what I want you to do is when we come to Utkatasana, bring the hands up and sink into Utkatasana, just tucking the tailbone. I want you to press into your toes and press into the outer edge of the heels, and the arches will just gently lift, and it might feel that the legs engage. Then engage your belly to spine, lift the arms up maybe slightly higher and sink a little deeper. Brilliant. Just take a breath in here. And then we're going to fold. So nice fold as we bring the head down. Inhale that long spine. Exhaling down, we're going to come and step. You can either take a child's pose or you can take a little vinyasa at this point, stepping to plank or child's pose. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up high. Now we're going to take a right-legged tripod here. So right leg tripod into the air. And then step that right leg, that right foot, all the way between the hands. Now we're going to bend the left knee, but we're not going to touch the ground with it. Just going to bend it. Bring the hands, sweep them behind you. And then as we push up, straighten that leg, come into high lunge. Brilliant. Left hand is going to come down and right hand is going to come to the right sky. This is where, just bear with me, your feet are going to turn to point to the right hand side of the mat. As you do, you're going to lower your left hip a little in a little hip stretch. Okay? You're going to bring the hip back up. 2 fingers are going to take your right toe. We're going to come to rainbow warrior. So that left back foot is going to come into warrior. Rainbow warrior is we're going to straighten the right leg and lift the right foot and open the left arm to the back of the mat. It's a new one for us. I've been on holiday for 2 weeks. Can you tell? Brilliant. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pivot the ball of the foot, the left foot at the back, into a high lunge. We're going to bring the left arm forwards and bring the right arm to our left thigh. So you're coming into revolved high lunge now. Okay. Well done. We're getting there. We're now going to come to hands down, frame the foot, a right leg tripod. So right leg all the way up into a tripod. Now this right leg is going to come all the way under to a falling triangle, but we're not going to lift the arm. We're going to bring our hips all the way down into a little push up. So we're going to bring the hands bent, and then we're going to lift ourselves up and open to wide leg. Oh, there's a little neat transition. Corey, don't worry, we'll get there. That's it, hip down, right hip down, and then open towards the middle. That's it. You're in wide leg. Well done. Left hand behind. Take another little falling star behind you. Bring the hips all the way back down. Right hand now, we're moving to the left slightly. Bring the left knee forwards and the right knee tuck in behind it. You're coming into a little cow face pose with a little stretch on the hips. So you got your wide fold, right? Okay, so wide fold. Left hand down. Lift the hips up into your falling triangle. Bring the hip down, still moving to the left. The right hand comes down now. Tuck the left knee, come onto the left knee, tuck the right knee in behind it, and come and sink into the hips. It will make sense. Unravel, sit back down, open back to that wide kind of legged pose. Right hand behind you, left hip up, opening into falling triangle on the other side. Big stretch. Hips all the way down, hands forward, sweep the feet underneath you, back to downward facing dog. And then bring yourself to your knees. That's spectacular. I told you it's a new flow. You'll love it when you've done. Honestly, when you've got it, you'll love it. How many hours have we got? So we're going to do that on the other side now. Okay. Oh, this is on recording as well. This might not go. This might just go to Amanda and Laura. It's a really big stretchy hip opener one. So, and that will allow you to then sink into the in pose, which I'm just keeping an eye on time. So, and we will do this again, because once you get it, it's a circular flow and you can add on to it as well. So, right, we're going to come back to tabletop. We can do tabletop. Well done, Christian. Tuck the toes and bring yourself up to downward facing dog. Remember to just anchor the forearms, think about your alignment. Now leave the right foot on the mat, left foot now comes up into tripod, three-legged dog. Draw the knee all the way forward. So we come into runner's lunge with the left foot stepping between the hands. Brilliant. Okay. We're now going to bend the right knee down, sweep the arms behind us, bit of a leg strengthener here. As we do, we're going to lift up, straighten that back leg, bring yourself into high lunge. Right hand is going to come down into an easy twist with the left hand to the sky. This is where we lower, so feet are going to turn to the left-handed side of the mat. So I'm pivoting. Okay, so I'm doing a little twist to the left-hand side of the mat, allowing myself to just lengthen through that right hip, dropping that hip slightly. It's quite a strong one. Draw yourself all the way back up. Now we're going to take 2 fingers around the left toe at the front. Bring your right foot into warrior position at the back. As you straighten that left foot, you pull the left foot up towards the sky and allow the right hand to lift at the back of the mat. Rainbow warrior. Keep a moment here. Now we're going to let that foot drop at the front of the mat. We're going to pivot the ball of the foot at the back, coming into a high lunge. Right hand is going to sweep up past the ear. Left hand is going to come into revolved high lunge. Well done. Excellent. We're going to cartwheel all the way to the front of the mat, and the left leg is now going to come up into tripod. So left leg now comes through, up into tripod. Now, left foot is going to come through to the right side into a falling triangle, but we're not going to lift the arm. We're going to lower ourselves gently into a little push-up. That's it. So the hip comes right down as if we're doing a little cobra with the front of the body. And then we're going to push all the way up and come into a wide seat. Yay! Right hand is going to come behind us, push up on that left foot and draw yourself into falling triangle. Brilliant. Left hand is now going to come next to the right hand. Right foot is going to come and bend underneath you with the knee. Left knee behind the right knee now into cow face. Allow the hips to drop back. Allow yourself to move forwards. Turn now back, unravel into that wide seat. Left hand is going to come behind you now. Push into the right foot. Allow yourself to come to falling triangle on the other side. Hip comes all the way down to the mat. Hands go to the top of the mat. Draw the legs underneath you. Step to plank. Yay! Take a wee vinyasa of your choice. Stretching into a child's pose. And then bring the hands onto the knees at the back of the mat. Yay! Got there. So we've got time to do it again if you want, both sides. And then what I'll do is I'll start to wind us down a bit and we'll go to the bowls. So, and you'll probably need some yin at the end of this, but you'll feel very stretched, Corey. So hopefully shoulders with painting, and it's a lot. So, right. So come to tabletop. And just take a moment with your focus here. Bring yourself into downward facing dog, lifting the hips. Anchor the left foot, right leg into three-legged dog. Bring the right foot forwards into a runner's lunge. Bend that back knee, just hover it on the mat, allow the hands to sweep behind, and as you push into that front foot, we lift up into high lunge. Left hand will come down into an easy twist. Turn the right toes so they're pointing to the right hand side of the mat, allowing the left hip to dip slightly. So I'm coming onto the edge of my left foot. It's quite a strong pose. If you don't want to do it, do not. Come all the way back up. Right fingers are going to grab the right toe. Push into the back foot, into warrior. Lift the right foot up and open through the side of the body, rainbow warrior. Pivot on the back foot as the front foot comes down, bending into the knee. Left hand is going to sweep past the ear. Right hand, knew I'd do that, is going to come to the left thigh, revolved high lunge. Well done. We're going to cartwheel all the way back down. Right leg is going to come into a tripod. Right foot is going to come under to falling triangle. As we come down, drop the hip, allow yourself to do a little push-up as if you're coming into a cobra, and then push all the way up into a wide seat. Left hand's going to come behind us, right hip is going to come up. We're going to just take a little wild thing. Or a falling triangle. Right hand is going to come down to meet the left hand. Left knee is going to bend. Right is going to tuck in behind it, sinking the hips back. Unravel. Bring the left hip down first and bring yourself back into that wide seat. Right hand behind you, left hip lifts up. Falling triangle on the other side. Come all the way forwards, bring the knees underneath you and take a little child's pose stretch. Bring yourself all the way back up to tabletop. Meeting in downward facing dog. Left foot comes up into a tripod. Left foot comes through to runner's lunge. Stepping between the hands. Brilliant. Drop that right knee. Strong ones for the legs. Lift the arms just gently behind you as you push up into a high lunge. Right hand is going to come down. We twist towards the knee. Left mat now, left side of the mat, as we drop the right hip slightly, come onto the edge of the back right foot and toes of the left foot point to the side of the mat. Push all the way back up. Brilliant. Cartwheel now. So we're going, sorry, not cartwheel, we're going to take the left fingers around the left toe, lift that left foot up, warrior at the back on the right foot and come into rainbow warrior. Swivel round, so the back foot now comes onto high lunge. Right hand is going to come up past our ear and left hand is going to go towards the right thigh, revolved high lunge. You're doing really well. Cartwheel the hands all the way down. Left foot's now going to come up into tripod. Left leg is going to come under fallen triangle, but don't come with the arms up. Draw yourself all the way down to the mat into a little low push-up. Pushing gently up, you should allow yourself to roll into wide leg. Right hand gently behind you, left hand lifts with the left hip lifting to the sky. Draw the left hand near the right hand, bend the right knee, allow the left knee in behind the right. So you're circling around the mat here. Draw yourself all the way up, unravel back towards the left-hand side and come back into wide leg stance. Left hand behind you, right hip lifts to the sky, falling triangle. Bring the right hand down to the top of the mat, feet underneath you, and give yourself a real stretch in child's pose. So activate that child's pose if you wish by sinking the hips back and bringing your hands to your fingertips. Breathing into the whole body. And then walk the hands towards you. Sweep the feet gently to one side and take Sukhasana. You all ended up round the right way. It's quite a stretchy one. And we can use that as a ladder flow. So we can add into that and we can keep doing a circular mandala. So we can now add a bit more on the other side and then you end up need a circular mat now, which they do exist. They do. You can actually get a circular yoga mat. So what I would suggest is I had, let me just, so I had some yin poses that I thought would be quite nice. What I think would probably be quite nice now is to come onto your back, and I'm going to start playing the sound bowls a minute, but if you come to your back and just take a moment, because you've just worked incredibly hard, and maybe even just take the right knee into the body and allow the left leg to lengthen. So you're just taking a moment. You can even support that right knee to come very gently out to the side. If it's comfy, you can take it wider, but don't damage anything. And then swapping legs. So just in your own time, just take a moment here. Just lifting, lengthening, or even just bringing knees into the chest and just taking a moment. And just bringing your breath back to that really kind of quiet connection. Maybe now dropping the feet into constructive rest pose and the knees just gently coming together. Just allowing that feeling of grounding through the soles of the feet. And just take a moment to allow the breath just to settle. Feeling maybe the energy that you've just created. And then I'm just going to gently roll up and down the mat, just allowing a little bit of the spine, just to take a little bit of a moment with it. And then I would suggest, have you got some layers? Are you warm enough? Sally, are you okay? Are you warm enough? Are you sure? Are you warm enough, Christian? It's not exactly tropics, is it, for July? It's not been brilliantly warm, has it? No, I'm a Southern belle, so you know me. And I'm just going to allow you to, if you want to lie down in butterfly, if you want to sit up, or if you want to play with down dog or pigeon or anything that you want to do, it's not going to put me off. So if you're feeling you just want Shavasana, that's fine. If you want to take a bit of a stretch, if you're wanting to take a twist first, then just take a gentle twist wherever you are.